Well, in the last week, just over 18,000 new COVID cases were reported in the state. And while that's a slight bump from last week's numbers, we do have some good news to report. For that, let's bring in senior health correspondent Monica Robbins. Okay, so what's the good news?
Finally, I just want everyone to take a moment and breathe because finally, for once, I get to be the bearer of some good news. Cuyahoga County out of the orange high-level cases according to the CDC map. In fact, all of Ohio, except down south, is in the green, except, you know, where we are, because we're now medium yellow, which is, medium exposure, but yellow is far better than orange. And it's still time, though, to keep using some common sense because we know the virus is still circulating. In fact, most of Ohio's cases are the Omicron variant B2 and BA.2.121. And although we are just starting to see the new variants BA4 and 5, those cases are just under about 1% of the cases in Ohio. Those are mostly down south. All right, taking a look at those numbers. New cases, 18,247. The 3-week average, 18,441. Hospitalizations, 549. And the 3-week average there, 512. So starting this week, the state, though, is putting a 2-week pause on causes of death for our COVID numbers. That's because the National Center for Health Statistics is implementing a new coding system. Okay, so once the new coding system is operational, that's when all the deaths are going to be reported. That means we're going to see a significant bump in a couple of weeks, but keep in mind, that's just because the reporting was on pause and it was two weeks behind. I will remind you of all that when the new numbers come out. I just don't want anyone to get all upset when they see a little bump in the mortality rate.
Okay, but you know what? At the end of the day, I like the good news.
Absolutely.
We'll take the good news.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's more news coming for kids under 5 too next week. So next week, a FDA advisory panel will discuss both Pfizer and Moderna vaccines for kids under 5. Pfizer, 3-dose regimen, Moderna, 2-dose. And meanwhile, today, the White House made 10 million doses available to states and health providers in anticipation that both will be approved by the FDA and CDC in the coming days. And I know for a lot of parents who have little ones, that is going to be some big news that they're going to be watching.
All right, we look forward to that from you.
You got it.
Monica, thanks.
Sure.